Well, okay, so David's talk was on how to use RStudio, and so we're going through basics. So what is R? We all know, most of us here know what R is. It's a statistical software that basically where you can run different types of models, you can manipulate data, you can scrape data. There's a lot of cool packages like dplyr and tidyr, which highly recommend, where we can kind of scrape data and manipulate it. But we can also run a lot of cool models like random forest and multiple linear regression models. And it's all free. And some of the models you can see right here that I didn't mention is time series analysis, classification, and clustering. So what is RStudio's mission? So the people that made RStudio, they had a mission to provide the most widely used open source and enterprise-ready professional software for R, and so that these tools could further cause equipping people for those people that don't have it, and increasing rewards through data literacy. So this is just the basic. When you open R and you install it, there's 4 windows. So the first one is the scripting window. The second one is the R console. The third one is the working environment. And the fourth one is these 4 tabs that you see over right here, which is files, plots, packages, help, and packages. If you just click on those, you can see each one, and each one of them have different informations. So now that you know how it looks, I'm going to hand it over to David, who's going to explain what each of these mean.
So first we'll talk about the scripting window. So this is basically where you can start to run functions. The big thing with the scripting window is it's similar to the console, but the difference is you can actually save the information in your scripting window. So you can start with it, you can start running code, you can make some of your, like I said, code and functions there. So here I just kind of have a quick example that just kind of highlights what a line of code would be. A lot of there in there is very similar, but just highlighting one specific piece from there. The other cool thing is you can make multiple scripts, so you can have different projects running, unlike the console where it's a little messy. You'll look at it, and if you have lines of code, it could be from, maybe one window here, you got 2 titled, untitled, and DSCI 425 assignment 2. So you could have 2 different windows there. So next, we'll jump into some common commands in R. These are some of the basic commands that you can use from the start. So structure, it compactly displays an internal structure of an R object. You've got some other cool things like dimension, that basically tells you the dimensions of what the frame you're looking at is. View, that will bring up a actual view of your table in the script window up there. Names gives you the function names of what's happening there. Read.csv file choose is an option. It's one of the optional ways to open a file. There are many different ways in R you can do it. You can actually use a tab where you just click and you import it that way. You can import it as said. Library, I put package in there just as a way to talk about the package, but library is how you can, in your actual code, import a set of a library. And then the other one is summary, which just kind of gives you a generic summary of your data. From here, we'll jump into the R console. So like I said, it's very similar to your script window. The big difference is you can't save the things in your console. You can backtrack, but it also prints out your results. So this is where all of your output will be for any of the functions or the code that you run. You'll just kind of see there. It outputs all the data you'll have, your error messages, stuff like that. So this is where you're going to want to look if you're trying to understand how well your code works. Next, we'll jump into the working environment. So this basically just shows you where all your saved data is. Over here we have the blue circles that are highlighted. If you were to click those, it will give you a brief kind of summary of what's in that specific part of the table. And you can actually click on it and it'll import it directly into your script window for you. This is basically a central location for everything. So anything you've ever done in R will be stored in this table, unless you delete it all. Next, we'll jump into the files plots area. This one's kind of a big one. So files is you'll have access to all the files you have in R here, so you can kind of look through them within R, which is pretty cool. Plots, if you are to use a plotting function of any case, your plot will appear here automatically, so that's pretty cool as well. Packages is a big thing here because this is a central part of R itself. So this, you'll go into the packages tab here, and on this left side here, it'll show you all the packages you have. We just took a kind of clip of it so you can kind of scroll through and see from there. This is also where you can install packages, which is cool. So you'll click the install button, you'll search for a specific package you're looking for. If you're looking for something like neural nets, you'll look for the NNet package, and you can just install it here. And then help, you can click this help file manually, or you can, there is a possibility to run function code that'll look for the help for you. The other cool thing is R interacts very well with other programs. Jump, Excel, and Tableau, it works very well. You can just export it to a CSV and import them from there. Why should you choose R? Well, first of all, R is free. That's a really big thing. A lot of people don't have access to a lot of the other stuff, like Keith said, so that's pretty cool. It's really popular. Usually when you have free stuff like that, it's not as popular, but it's really good. Students, employers use it, so that's awesome. It's actually becoming a standard. A lot of job employers are looking for either R experience or Python experience, so that's something good. So get good with R if you're not. It's really powerful, especially for it being free. It's flexible and it's well supported by developers. So now that you know the basics, you know the scripting windows, you understand that, you know the R console, what it does, working environment, the help packages area, as well as you know it's trending, which is awesome. It's powerful, it has a great community such as us and developers, and it's very flexible. You're now ready to start with R, so you can begin your R journey.